Okay, subtraction. I just want to start out with a definition. When we're doing word problems, we're going to see this word difference all the time. When it says take the difference of two numbers, what do they mean?
Subtract.
Exactly. So every time you see a word problem where they have difference, I want you to subtract. And that's pretty much all we have to go do for the definitions. So remember, difference means always to subtract. All right, I'm going to teach you method 1, method 2. It won't be that bad.
I write in pen.
We all
Cross it out and rewrite it.
I messed up my whole paper. New paper now.
It's not the end of the world. All right, let's look at this. Technically, we're subtracting this lower number from this number. Technically, it's saying we have 5 and we're subtracting 9. If you only have 5 items, you cannot take 9 from them. So what do you have to do? Borrow from the other side. So we're going to change this 7 to a 6. And we're actually borrowing 10. And this 5, we're going to add to 10, and it becomes 15. Now, instead of taking 9 from 5, it's 15 minus 9. This is going to go to 6. Now we've got 6 minus 3. That's going to be 3. And then 6 minus 4 is 2. Are we done?
Yes.
Who said yes?
You gotta check it.
I got to check. You don't know if it's right, right? You think it is. You don't know. So how do we check? Add them. 9 and 6 is 15. So 5 here, 1 here. 3 and 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. That works out. And then 4 plus 2 is 6. Okay, that's a good number. Now we know it's right. A little check there. Here's method 2, the new method. Little twist on what we currently do. We come over here. Can we take 9 from 5?
No.
No, we can't. In this method, all we're going to do is say, all right, this is 15. Okay? We're going to look on a diagonal. If we have to increase this by some factor of 10, this goes up. So instead of 3, this becomes 4. It'll come. Relax. All right. So if you have to increase this, it's going to be increased by 10. So it was 5, we moved it up to 15. We have to move the 3 up to a 4. So if this is up 10, this is up 1. All right, now we subtract away. 15 minus 9 is 6. Now this is no longer 7 minus 3, it's 7 minus 4, which gives you 3. 6 minus 4, 2. You get the same answer. Give it a minute to digest, you'll get it. Mo.
So if that number is over 10,
We're here.
yeah, if that number is over 10, then you add
It'll never be over 9, Mo.
anything, what?
It'll never be over 9.
It'll never be over 9? I'm saying like, where you put the 15 on top of the 5,
Yes.
so then you always add an additional to where that 3 is, you always add 1 more?
Yes.
So I'm saying like if it's always going to be 1 through 9, okay, all right, I got it.
The lowest it could be is 10. The highest it could be is 19. After you add 10 to it. Let's do a couple more examples. I think you'll get it after a couple of iterations.
So you're not changing the 7, you're leaving it.
Leave the 7 alone. Over here, we knock this down by 1. Over here, we increase this by 1. It's the opposite. Effectively, it's doing the same thing because the relationship between these two numbers is the same as the relationship between these two numbers. That's why it works. I'm going to tell you right now, if you do learn this method and get proficient with it, you will be able to subtract a lot faster than using that method. And as a matter of fact, as long as you do it, it almost becomes a visual. You'll look at it and you'll just hit the numbers immediately. We'll go through it a couple iterations, a little practice.
Just teach us that way.
What's that?
Why don't they just teach us that way like in school?
Why don't they? Good question, I don't know. But I'm teaching it to you now.
Make it to you harder.
Maybe you will. I think it's easier to understand.
So when it is more than 3,
I'm going to go through a couple other examples. You'll get it. I know it's new. Let's try it again. All right, we'll go back over here to this problem. We're trying to take 9 from 2. Impossible, right? We borrow from the 4. This becomes 3. This becomes 12. Okay. 12 minus 9 is 3. We go to the next term. Now we have 3. We're trying to subtract 8. 8 is larger than 3. That won't work, so we got to borrow from the 9. So we knock this 9 down to 8 and bring 10 over. This becomes 13. Now, 13 minus 8 is 5. And we're done there. Now, over here, the 2 is less than the 8. Besides, we didn't have anything to borrow. There's no more digits further to the left. Therefore, 8 minus 2 is 6. We look over here. We got 2 minus 9. Can't do that. We're going to just call the 2 12. If we have to increase this by 10, we have to increase this. This 8 goes up to 9. 9 minus 12, 9 minus 12. 12 minus 9, I'll get it. 3. Thank you, David, I was stuck there. 4, and we're going to subtract 9. We can't do that, right? What do? We call this 14. If we can increase this by 10, this goes up by 1. Now it's 3. Now, 14 minus 9, 5. Over here, it was 9 minus 2, but since we increased it, it's 9 minus 3, 6. I told you, a couple iterations, it makes it easier. We'll do 2 more, it'll be even easier.
Yeah, like, I see what you mean with the visual.
I'm going to come over here. I've got 1 minus 2, can't do that. I go to the next column. I take this 3, I borrow 10 from the 3, this goes to 2, the 1 becomes 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. I go to my second column, I got 2 minus 5, can't do that. I go to the next column to borrow, this 4 becomes a 3, and that 2 becomes 12. Now I got 12 minus 5 equals 7. My third column, I've got 3 minus 6. I can't take 3 from 6. I come over here to this 3, knock it down to 2. The 3 becomes 13. Now I got 13 minus 6 would be 7. Okay. My fourth column, I got 2 minus 4. Can't do that, I got to borrow. I go to the next column, this 2 goes down to 1. The 2 becomes 12. I got 12 minus 4, that equals 8. Right? 1 minus 1 is 0. I don't have to put the 0 there because it's all the way to the left. There's my answer. Now I checked it. I'm not worried about it right now. Let's go over here. Method 2. I got 1 minus 2. Can't do that. Let's call this 1 11. If I increase this by 10, the 5 has to go up to 6. 11 minus 2? 9. All right, now I got 3 minus 6, can't do that. Let's just call the 3 13. 13 minus 6, oh, wait a minute, hold on, I jumped ahead. If I increase this to 13, this 6 has to go to 7. Make sure you do that immediately because there's a tendency to forget if you don't. All right, so 13 minus 6, 7. 7. Increase this by 1, that was good. All right, 4 minus 7. Can't do that? Turn it to 14. What else do we do? Alright, so this is 14 and this goes to 5. Now I got 14 minus 7. 7. Go to the next column. It's 3 minus 5. Can't do that. 13. Change this to 2. Now it's 13 minus 5.
8.
8. And on our last column it's 2 minus 2, so that becomes 0. We don't have to put it there. Technically, this is 0 minus 3. If you have 0, you can't take 3 from it. So we got to go to the next column to borrow, but this is also 0. So technically what you're doing is you've got to go all the way until you have some value larger than 0. It happens to be this 1. So this goes to 0, down 1, and this becomes 10. Then you've got to carry it over here. So instead of doing it in one step, it's incrementally. This goes to 9, this goes to 10. Then you got to borrow for this one. This one goes to 9, this one goes to 10. Then you got to borrow from here. This one goes to 9, this ends up 10. Technically that's what you're doing. Probably what you were taught was you take the 10,000, right? You change that to 0 and you just go 9, 9, 9, and the last one becomes 10. But technically you're borrowing, you're changing it to 10, then you're borrowing 1 from it and keeping going down the line. Okay? I just do that for just a little additional understanding of what is actually happening. Why we put the 9s here and then 10 is last. Let's go over here. We're going to borrow. This goes to 0. This becomes 9, 9, 9, 10. Okay, 10 minus 3? 7. 9 minus 6?
3.
9 minus 7?
2.
9 minus 8? 1. Now technically we should check that answer to see if we get this again. It's right. Okay, let's go back to the old method here, method 2. We can't take 3 from 0. I'm going to call this 10. This goes up to 7. 10 minus 3? 7. I got 0 here. I'm trying to subtract 7 from it. This goes to 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. This goes to 8. Remember that step.
Cross out the 8 and make it go up to 9.
Hold on. You're,
Sorry.
don't break my continuity. I'm having enough trouble as is. All right, so it's 0 minus 8. Let's call this 10. This goes to 9. 10 minus 8 is 2. Now, this is 0. We're trying to subtract 9 from it. Let's call that 10. Over here it's 0. Since we up this to 10, this goes to 1. 10 minus 9 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. We don't have to put it there. There's our answer.